Hello, my name is Yung Tek and I'm the Business Development Manager for Eliphant as well as the co-creator for C Major. Last year we had a more futuristic bluish to black theme, and this year we decided to go with a very Japanese style kind of festive theme, and a lot of new games that we added, for example like Brawlhalla and Samurai Showdown, and we still stuck with our old favorites like Street Fighter, Soul Calibur, and Tekken. Oh, I've been doing esports events for over 10 years. I think the growth has been, it's more like a bubble, I think. So there's no revenue stream coming in as much for the people that maybe are investing money into esports. The revenue comes from the publishers, revenue from the consumers. I haven't seen many esports titles that are self-sustaining, which I guess is what they're trying to do now. But of course, the growth in esports organizing and the contractors is doing really well. It's a good business. So you can see a lot of esports organizing companies coming up. I think there's like 10 esports companies now in Singapore alone. And you can see a lot of people just trying to kind of profit off the esports bubble. I think there's a lot of government and more organized association support for Southeast Asia. The government and a lot of the bigger government entities and businesses are investing in esports and and building on this ecosystem. I don't know where the monetization is going to come from or the ROI for these initiatives, but I think time will tell whether this bubble will burst or it will become a mature market and people can start capitalizing on their investment. But compared to overseas, I think Japan has the best ecosystem to support an esports ecosystem. They have a very robust sports league like J League and their baseball team as well. In North America, it's still kind of young. I think Europe has the most mature market right now. But it's very interesting to see how Southeast Asia or even Asia develops their esports scene. Still very young. I think we're probably at if it's 1 to 100 on the scale of like growth, we're probably at 1. So I think there's a lot of ways to grow it. Just hopefully the region gets lucky and have the right people to grow it. So I think there's a lot of misconception. This year is the last year of GameStart in Singapore. We're looking to move it elsewhere. I think Malaysia we were thinking of doing it in Malaysia next year, but we didn't have time. Maybe in 2021. So we're not sure yet. We're still looking around, but we're definitely the last year for Singapore for a while. We might come back, we're not sure yet, but definitely taking GameStart on the road. We're still talking about it. I think we have a few options and we're still deciding, but it's very likely that we have C Major at Gamescom if they would like to have us. It's a very community-driven event. So if, as well as the publisher support, we cannot do it without obviously both sides, the community, the publishers, and even the pro players. All of them come in force to support us and for organizing the event, but of course the sponsors as well and the advertisers that comes and believe in the fighting game community. We really appreciate everyone's effort in helping to grow the fighting game community in Southeast Asia. And I guess to answer your question, whether it's going to be at Gamescom Asia, I don't know. So we do all kinds of esports, mobile, console, and PC. And even though there's an illusion that I think you might be misinformed because you don't have access to information, I think PC games player base, mobile game player base is huge. So obviously you would think that the viewership is huge. So to define esports, some people define it in different ways, like player base, tournament entries, viewership. I prefer to see it as the player-based model, so spectator sport. And I think the fighting games or console esports in just in Singapore or Southeast Asia alone is probably one of the higher viewership compared to all the other like mobile games and stuff like that. And I was talking about organic views, not the boosted, like artificial viewership. So I think it's not definitely better than any other game, or it's very in a very bad state. It's just I think it's maybe not that high and it's not that low either. It's just average, and each console, each platform, and each esport genre is fighting for the same thing. And I don't think anyone is there other than probably LL and Dota. That's it. And maybe Street Fighter. Like Street Fighter is pretty well-oiled machine. The other one coming up is Tekken. But even if you look at Mobile Legends, it's only doing well in a few countries, but it's not like a global game. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just we're just talking about if it's a title that is appeals to a global audience compared to a title that is specific to a region. So, but just to look at Mobile Legends growth in Southeast Asia is tremendous, and if they can repeat that anywhere else, it's going to be amazing. At the end of the day, I think it's just how the pillars of each esports ecosystem supports and grow that esport. So advertisers, sponsors, publishers, community, pro players, and the content creators and stuff like that. How they come together and push their agenda and push their title forward. And I think that's very important in any esports growth. We actually have C Mobile Major, so we haven't been doing that recently. And we also tried a few other titles like FIFA and stuff like that for C Major. But I think we're going to keep it, after we tried it a while, I think that's not fair to the current player base, fan base, as well as everybody else that is involved. If we want to expand into another game or another genre that's not fighting game, then we'll probably create something else. We have been doing that since 2011 actually. So one of the things that we set out to do as a group and as a group of friends, we helped to co-found the Capcom Pro Tour that is back in 2013. So we worked with Razer and Capcom to create the tour. At the time, there was only 3 events. And right now, I think there's about 12 to 16 events around Asia. So what we did was we went to each different countries, talked to community leaders and organizers, and built up events throughout that entire region. So I think 2 years ago when Tekken World Tour was starting out, they wanted to leverage on all our events, so we helped them add their events to a lot of our current events, as well as also create new events. So for example, in Philippines, we helped to co-create the Ref Major event. I think in Korea, we stuck with the Tokyo Tekken, in Japan, we helped with the Tokyo Tekken Masters. In Korea was, I can't remember the name really, I think it's Korea Tekken Masters. So there was a few things that we helped them create, and after that, you can just see how each community as well as organizers, like whether they want to put more time into it and build their community and build their event better, or some just decided to change directions and go a different way. So it's very interesting to just have a look and see how each country performs as well as target their fighting games. There's a lot of people in here already, so if you want to come and join in, please do. It's like every other industry, just do the best you can and do what you like. And if you like to do it every day, just focus on it and just come in and do it. If you don't like to do it, then don't do it. That's basically how I would advise anybody. Maybe there's money, maybe there's no money. So it really depends on how lucky you are and how much effort you put in. Well, I thank everyone, the publishers, Bandai, Capcom, ArcSys, SNK, Ubisoft, and hopefully I didn't forget any other companies. And our sponsors, Twitch, HyperX, Razer, Asus, MyRepublic, XSplit, all the staff, the crew, the community, and all the pro players that attended, all the sponsors that support them, all the online stream monsters and the viewers helping to spread the word and spread the love. I hope I didn't forget anybody. If I did, I'm sorry. Thank everyone for putting in the effort and making this really fun event for everyone.
Hey guys, if you like our content, do like and follow our page. Also, select See First to get the latest game news and updates. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and select on the notify button to get notified to our latest gameplay trailers. Don't miss out!